everyone, and welcome back to a brand new Attack on show. I'm your host, Robbie, and I've got a special guest. Actress Angelina Cama is in studio. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. We pretend there's a live audience. There's a huge crowd in here. It's all right. They never know. Angelina's an actress who's been in a lot of films. Eternal Code. There was Abstruse with Tom Sizemore was in that. He had a role in that. Most recently, and Intrusion just had its local premiere. You also have Ash and Bone. It's on a film festival run right now, correct? Or post-production?
Yeah, it's in post right now. I think it'll be coming out soon. I'm not 100% sure, but
that's the fun of
soon,
it. You're like,
soon.
my work is done. I just get to wait and enjoy it in theater. And then also Beneath Us All, you just wrapped filming. So we're going to kind of run through a few of these, not go back too far. But obviously, An Intrusion just came out, the local premiere. It was really well received. I mean, I was covering the film with Erica. She was here while you guys were filming, and I was following the behind the scenes and stuff. And you've worked with Erica before.
Yeah, I love Erica. That's my second mom.
Yeah, we were just talking about this. So she plays your mom both Internal Code and Intrusion. Is this like a shared universe, maybe?
It's funny because we never actually know until we get on set. We're like, oh, hi, I'm your daughter again. I'm like, well, I'm your mom again. I'm like, well,
oh really?
Here we go again. Sometimes we don't even know.
So you just audition and
sometimes
no read-throughs. That's pretty interesting. But that's got to help doing this prior, I guess. Hey, mom. It's gonna really throw you off when she's not cast as your mom, and then you're gonna have to like do multiple takes where you call her mom. It's like, I'm not your mom this time. So how was filming an Intrusion? I mean, that you guys brought in Dustin Prince. He's from Arkansas. He did a really good job in this. Was that was your first time working with him?
That was my first time working with him.
Yeah. How was the dynamic with the three of you guys on set? I guess how'd that gel behind the scenes?
Well, I mean, everybody works differently, so when it's time to work, they're all in their zone. If it's like listening to music, so we try not to overstep on each other's time. So we just kind of we give each other space, but you know, when it's cut and we're on break or something, we have a blast.
Yes.
We get along so well. I literally call them my mom and pops. I'm like, we always type, you know, like, what's up, pops? How you doing this week? You know. So I mean, we get along pretty great, and we still talk.
Yeah. I mean, the Intrusion, obviously, the film's based on you know, it starts pretty intense. Actually, jumps right into it where there's a break-in in the home, which I don't know that I could ever have a Santa statue now in my house. That was pretty freaky. But and then from there, like the family's kind of tormented, and you're the daughter, kind of just caught in the middle of all this. Do making movies like that, like, do they kind of carry over in your personal life, where like if you walk around now at night in the house, do things like that kind of get in your head, or is it just all professional for you?
I mean, I guess not that much. I mean, I'm not much of a horror type person, but that's most of my work that I have done is horror movies. I think my first horror movie was like 2 years ago. In Coraline. Coraline scarred me for life when I watched that. Let me tell you.
Coraline, isn't that a children's movie?
I swear. I was like, when I saw the button eyes, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not messing with that. I'm good. No more dolls, anything with buttons on it. I'm good.
Like creatures, monsters, whatever. But if you put buttons on their eyes, I'm out. So how was it for you going to the premiere? I mean, you've had a couple, but I mean, is that still kind of like a comfortable experience for you, or is it kind of different seeing yourself on the big screen and having everybody sitting around you for the first time seeing the movie?
I get a little nervous, I'll be honest. I get a little nervous because I am probably my worst critic for myself, because I'm like, oh, I could have done this way, I could have done that way. But as an actor, you know, you make your decision for that character. So I mean, rewatching, you know, my work, I can like pick up the little things. I'm like, oh, I could have done this, you know, or maybe I could have done that. So I do get a little nervous. It's a little awkward watching myself on screen and hearing myself, but I mean, I feel pretty blessed and pretty proud for the work that I've done.
No, you did an amazing job in that film, and I always wonder, just because I imagine you don't get to see it before that moment, so you never really quite know what you're walking into, and the anxiety just must be intense in that. And I wonder, you know, different people handle it differently. Do you have any techniques or anything you do? Like you were just saying, people listen to music on set. Is there something you do to kind of psych yourself out going to these things?
Music is one of them. It just depends on what kind of prep, because I know myself the best, what I need in order to get that. So it's either I listen to music, distance myself from everybody, or it's I'm talking to everybody, you know, making jokes or whatever, just so I feel a little bit more alive in the scene. It just depends, honestly.
Well, it's a good transition, because I was gonna roll over to Ash and Bone, because your character in this is like very emo, goth, I guess, style. Your character is it has like that dark very style edgy. And tone, edgy. Yeah. Yes. What's the premise of Ash and Bone? Is that you guys are moving to like kind of a country town, and then obviously this is a horror film, which like you said you're not a big fan of, but.
So basically, like, it's a family that lives in the city, and my dad basically wants to take us, you know, to the countryside, you know, more family time, and I'm not really.
Don't want to do this.
Yeah, I don't really want to do that. I want to stick with my friends back in the city, do whatever troublemaking I did, you know, and then I got mixed up with this, I guess you can say, legend, and some shit kind of goes down.
Like a scary legend.
Yeah, scary legend.
And then it just goes down. The trailer's pretty intense. Erica Hovland's in this too. So I guess, yeah, we were just saying, like, she didn't play your mom. Were there any incidents? Did you film on set with her and mess that up by chance?
Well, she was not my mom.
Right.
That time. She was the one hunting me in the entire film. So
it took me a second to recognize her. I mean, you know, it's a different look for her, because they really gave her the country look makeover in the makeup set, and it took me a minute in the trailer. I'm like, wait a minute, was that Erica? It
was so fun to watch her do that role, because it's so different from any other role I've seen her.
Yeah.
She's just like a whole completely different person.
And I'll cut your daughter's head off with a pair of scissors, and she will feel every second of it.
Because I've noticed you've worked with Harley a few times. Do you seem to be kind of building more and more of a chemistry as to like understanding what he's looking for, where you feel better prepared each time you go out, or is it just still kind of new each time you show up on set?
It's more prepared. We do readings. We get in a group, and we maybe do it like twice, 3 times, depending. We try to get everybody there, if it's like in person or if it's on Zoom. But we do that to prep. I mean, we all have our own little prep things that we do, you know, for our characters, but I mean, we do that.
And Harley's pretty in depth. I mean, the guy, him and Katie are so prepared on this that, like, with the read-throughs and knowing what they're looking for, it does make things, it does make it, I think, a little smoother to show up on set, because they're well prepared and ready to go. So yeah, so I guess speaking of, you're talking about whether being on Zoom and that for read-throughs, Beneath Us All is a movie you just wrapped filming. So I imagine some of the pre-production and everything was during the whole, you guys filmed this under the COVID protocols. What kind of new challenges did that bring for you guys, having to get through filming on that movie?
Well, the testing, we had to make sure we get tested every week.
Hate that
we had to take temps every day. Everything had to be, like, for food, everything had to be individually, like, wrapped for each person on set. And that was kind of a struggle for the people that were providing the food.
Yeah.
Just because you're literally putting in, if it was like a sauce or something little, you put it in that little cup, then you have to wrap it. And then if it was like a bowl of something, you had to wrap it for each single person. So, I mean, there was that.
And you guys kind of section off a little bit more, I think, with COVID, or was that done on this, where it's kind of like, they didn't really want everybody intermixing.
Yeah,
I mean,
wore masks. You know the typical COVID protocol.
Well, now, what's this movie about? Because I've seen pictures and like a mock poster, but I don't know. Like, is there anything you can tell us about what this movie is going to? This is another Harley Wallen film. It's a horror film. But what can you tell us about the plot?
Well, there's a family of like a bunch of foster kids. I'm the oldest, and I don't know if you know, but it's like a Viking vampire movie.
Really?
Did you know that?
I did not. No.
Okay, I think that will say
That's
enough
okay.
for it.
A Viking vampire movie.
Yeah.
Vampires have been around forever, I guess. So
Yeah, so it's that kind of movie. I don't know what to say where it wouldn't like reveal too much of like my character.
No, I'm sold.
or
I already
the
want to see
movie.
how like Ragnar or the Vikings would handle vampires. I feel like that'd be a really good fight. So I kind of want to transition over a little bit more about your history now, about you. I read somewhere like you started acting at a very young age. Is this kind of something that you've always wanted to do? Like as far as you remember, like you've wanted to act?
Yes, ever since I was very, very little, it was American Idol. Like the entire family would be watching American Idol, and whenever a commercial hit, here I come with a cape or whatever, and something that I made up, and I'm doing my own little skits. Ever since I was little, I would do that. I loved performing in front of people, and you know, my mom was like, oh, you know, it's a kid's dream. You know, I want to be an actress, but I mean, it never left me.
Yeah.
So I did some competitions when I was 12, 13-ish. Went to California and did some competitions, and I got a lot of great feedback. But the issue is they wanted me to move there.
Right.
And when you're 12, 13, I mean, that's not really an option.
It's cheap cost of living. I mean, it's easy to do.
And so I just kind of like waited, and I just kind of like did little classes in there and focused on the things here because I mean that was convenient.
So obviously your parents went with you out to LA on this for the week?
Just my mom.
Your mom?
Just my mom.
And she's very close with you on this adventure, I would say, correct? Like I feel like when I see you at places, like she's right there with you, and that's seems like a great support system. So has she always kind of been that supportive with you when you get, like, obviously taking you out to LA for a week, that's a huge deal.
She's crazy, let me tell you, she's crazy, but she's very supportive. I do love her to death, and because I was so into the whole acting and film industry, music industry, modeling industry, she fell in love with it too.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was just because of me, but
that's what parents do, right?
yeah, so she started liking a lot of like how the whole industry works. So we've been kind of doing it together, and she's always there supporting me. So.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So do you like sing, or it's just interesting because American Idol is a singing competition? Like, do you sing, or like what made you think acting out of a singing competition?
I mean, I loved watching Wizards of Oz and all that kind of stuff, but I think that American Idol was always the thing where I was like, okay, I want to do something on the commercials to show everybody. But I do sing.
Yeah.
I was actually supposed to go to Kosovo and be signed, but that was when COVID happened, and I couldn't go across the borders or anything.
Stupid COVID.
So I was supposed to go over there, and I was supposed to actually live there for a certain amount of time and make music, but that didn't happen. But I do have some music. My last song is called DIIVVAA.
Okay.
It's mixed between Albanian, English, and Spanish.
Close your eyes, play a song that goes da 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 da, gonna start to.
So I have that one out there. If
You speak all three?
Not fluently. I never say fluently. My family is Albanian. So I kind of grew up with it around me.
Okay.
I'm not, I don't speak it like fluently or anything. I can understand things here and there and say some things here and there. But it is part of me, so I'm just trying to capture my background, my culture. And, you know.
And then you used all three in a song?
Yes.
Wow.
So.
Well, we'll get the link from you and put it in the description below so people can check that out, because I'm really interested in that. So is that something kind of still a possibility as things are starting to let up, that you could still go there and make some music?
I think so. It's just it's kind of hard trying to plan something over there when I'm also working at stuff over here now, with the whole like gaming stuff. Yeah. The film here. I did try doing some covers here. But I guess the hard thing is with that is people just don't finish things.
That happens often.
So, I mean, I did go to Missouri, and I had people here, they're like, oh, I can do this, you know, for you and stuff, but never actually finished it.
Right.
So, I mean, I wish I could do it. I just don't have the equipment to do things
Well,
like that.
and the time when you start doing all aspects, and it was going to lead to my next question as far as, what are some of the main challenges, I guess, that you face? I mean, because you are kind of you dabble on a few different aspects here with the gaming, singing, I just found out now acting. Do you find that just kind of the follow through is your biggest challenge? I think a lot of people don't realize how much work when you're acting doesn't get either like seen or completed, just because the amount of preparation in that, and you might show up on set for a movie that never gets edited and shown out. I think a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of work that just never gets seen by people. I mean, what do you find to be like most challenging in the industry or with doing acting? It's that.
Finishing it. It's hard because you put so much time and effort into these things. It's not like something you can do overnight. It's you literally have to spend, if it's like weeks or months, maybe even a year. Scripts, sometimes it takes a person to write a featured script. Sometimes it takes them 2 years because of all the research and everything and all the revisions and stuff. Sometimes it'll take a person a month or maybe a week. So I mean, honestly, it's the time and then finding the people to do these projects to be able to finish them.
Right.
So you need dedicated people to do these things.
No, and I think that's a huge part that a lot of people don't quite recognize out there when it comes to this industry. There's a lot on that side of it. Do you have, we were talking earlier, you do a lot of horror films. Is there like a preference or style or genre of movie that like you prefer to do, want to do?
I've always wanted to do an action film.
Really?
Always. Ever since I was little. My dad would put on the Jackie Chan film, Jet Li film,
fantastic!
Bruce Lee,
Rumble in the Bronx.
All that kind of stuff, and I was like probably like 6 or like 8, and I'd like sneak behind the couch, like trying to watch these things because I mean I couldn't watch them; they were like PG-13 or rated R or something. And I was like, God, that's so cool!
Yeah.
That's so cool! And they never found out, so I hope they don't know this. But they never found out that I would like actually like try to like.
Well, there's worse things you'd be sneaking to watch when it's like and then Jackie Chan films.
Yeah, and then I bought my first like DVD series of Jackie Chan films, so I had them. And when I got my first laptop when I was older, that's literally all I watched was Jackie Chan.
What's your favorite Jackie Chan movie?
Oh, don't ask me that.
Probably, Super Cops one that's up there for me. Rumble in the Bronx, I love, and then obviously Rush Hour movies are fun. But
there's too many good ones, and I thought they were just so cool. And like I did MMA, so I'm hoping that maybe one day my MMA will be useful.
MMA? How long did you train in that?
I think like 4 years.
What is it you don't do, man? This is 4 years in MMA, so like just kind of all aspects of like the genre, like wrestling, like different striking, Muay Thai.
A little bit of everything. I mean.
Did you get injured?
No, I haven't really got injured. The only sport that I did get injured in was soccer. I actually almost lost my eye.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the ball hit?
Yeah, the ball hit from a lower angle and hit me in the eye, and I was like, wait, is it my contact? Or, like, I can't see anything. I was literally blind for 8 months.
8 months?
Because it was bleeding. I had eternal bleeding inside my eye, and then it was bleeding on the outside. And I had 3 holes in my eyes just from a soccer ball. And all these tears just from a soccer ball.
Yeah.
And I had to do all these surgeries and checkups, and it was probably the worst experience that I ever went through. And I did play soccer again after that. I don't know what went through my mind, but I did go play soccer.
Do you wear safety glasses
again.
now?
I did. I tried that because that's what my doctor told me to do. I just couldn't. They fog up when you're like running around. There was no way, so I just risked it.
It's a scary. I had kind of like a similar incident where I had like a racquetball cup me right in the eye, and same thing, like because it hit so flat, like they didn't even know how many cuts on my eyeball. But it was just same thing, like you rub it, I didn't lose sight, but everything was just blurry, like when you first wake up, and then you couldn't get rid of that feeling. And that's a scary feeling.
It's terrible.
So with acting and everything, or modeling as well, I guess, aren't there like higher risks as far as doing like MMA and that like what happens if you do like break your nose, or I mean, are there concerns like that, or that just doesn't run through your mind? Because I guess that would kind of mess with the training, I imagine.
It doesn't really run through my mind. Maybe I should think a
You're
little
like,
bit
oh
more
no,
about it.
yeah.
I should probably think a little bit more about that.
No, that's very cool. Is there somebody on your list as far as like that you would love to work with? I guess who?
Charlize Theron.
Charlize. So like Atomic Blonde 2
Yeah.
needs to call Angelina and get you in this movie. I love it. I think that'd be a great setup. So something else I want to touch on. You keep talking about your gaming and that you have a Twitch
Yes.
account, and you're doing like competition gaming.
Yeah, so I guess you can. So I'm working with a team right now for the game Valorant. I don't know if you heard it. It's a PC game. It's a shooter game. And we've actually started with a couple new players last week, and we've just been practicing. So we actually have tournaments this weekend.
Oh wow.
So we're trying to hit tournaments every week. We're practicing tons, and then there's some things happening. I can't really reveal them yet, but there's some cool like partnerships happening, collaborations happening for events here in Michigan with other pro teams.
Okay.
So I mean, there's a lot of great opportunities, and I think they're gonna do the signing in January. So there's people still trialing for the team.
Now you're on the team?
I'm on the team. I'm the captain of the team right now. It's called Replay Stallions Esports. I brought in a lot of my friends that I game with that are high elo. If I say they're Radiant players, I don't think anybody would understand what I'm saying.
Hey, you never know. I don't know who watches the show, so.
So it's like an immortal Radiant team, because we plan on hitting VCTs, which is a big tournament. If you know anything about gaming, you will know what that is. Like the Berlin Championships. We want to hit all the big dog tournaments.
So obviously there's payouts in that if you win these tournaments,
yeah,
correct?
for sure. And then when you get signed, I mean, that's basically your job.
It's awesome.
everybody.
I'm going to kill my guidance counselor. Video gaming for fun.
Hey, esports is growing. You'd be
Oh,
surprised.
it's massive.
Before, I mean, people didn't really think much about it, but it's been growing ever since.
It is crazy. Like there's live crowds that come and watch people play video games, and it's interesting. Like I never thought it would get to that, when Nintendo came out, and now you can make money doing that.
It's crazy. So I believe in my team, and we've support each other in this whole experience. So.
Well, if you ever have an Excitable tournament, you need an alternate. I'm available. So I've never played that game.
I'll call you. I'm like, hey, you want to fill in?
That's awesome. Well, we're gonna jump into another segment here,
Okay.
and it's a very challenging segment. It's our 5 questions to see if you achieve attacker status. So no pressure, but there is a prize at the end of this if you get all 5 questions right. So we're gonna kick over to that segment real quick.
Okay.
So this is 5 questions to see if you achieve attacker status. You're going to have options here, and if you get these right, like I said, I'm not going to spoil it, but there is a prize at the end of this event just to add some pressure to this question. Oh, these are very challenging questions. I hope you like world history.
No.
First up, so which is the better first-person shooter? I think I know what you're going to say, but 007 GoldenEye on Nintendo 64 or Valorant?
Valorant.
I don't know if we can give you that one.
Why? This is the game I play.
We'll give it to you. All right. Have you ever played GoldenEye? It's like the original. This is what launched first-person shooters.
No, I've
Such a cool game.
I've never ever played that.
Yeah, it's an older one, but that's like what kicked off first-person shooters. Like first one of its.
It was on console.
It was on Nintendo 64.
See,
Before
my
online.
played that. I watched them. I was little. I'd watch them. Like, can I play? No.
Awesome game. Check it out if you have time. Which one's better, Rocket League or Mario Kart?
Mario Kart.
Boom. Good call. Have you played Rocket League?
Yeah, I hate Rocket League.
Really?
I think I've scored in my own goal like every time I played. So no, thank you. I'm good with Mario Kart.
There's a lot of competitive play with that.
Yeah,
right
there's
now.
a lot. There's a lot of.
That game's huge right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're flying through these. That's 2 for 2. All right. Which character do you more relate to, Mikasa or Hanji?
Mikasa.
Mikasa?
Yeah.
Because of the action.
Yeah, I love that.
She is awesome.
I love the action.
No spoilers. I've not seen the last season yet.
I have actually an action figure of her in my room.
Really? Wicked.
Yeah.
Are you a Levi fan?
And, I like Levi. I think Levi is really cool.
Yeah. Levi's Wicked. Show's
Yeah.
so good. All right. That one you get right. 3 for 3. See? No,
Ooh, I really thought you were going to ask me like these really hard questions.
no, this is simple. Which do you prefer? I'm taking one of these options out because you said you play PC. But what do you prefer, the PlayStation 5 or Xbox X?
I never played the Xbox.
No?
No, so I've only played the PlayStation.
Do you have a PS5?
I used to, but give it to my brother.
Whoa, sister of the year.
Yeah. Oh no, it was a PS4, not a PS5.
Oh,
I've only
okay.
played on a PS4, but I've never played an Xbox. So I would not.
So you've been more of a
know.
PlayStation,
Yeah,
but you prefer PC over any console?
for sure.
So you have a wicked gaming PC, I imagine.
Yes, I definitely put all my savings into that. Let me tell you.
I was gonna do 3 options, but I knew you'd take PC. So we, all right, PlayStation, that'll win. PlayStation gets it. So 4 for 4. Last question, no pressure. What is the best cheeseburger in the country? In-N-Out Burger or Five Guys?
I know what you like because I saw it in the back of your truck.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's
So
a
I
spot.
could say the right answer. That's a hard question though because
Really?
I've had In-N-Out, but I've also had Five Guys.
Right.
So and it's not
pretty tricky.
it's not like I can say, oh, I'm gonna get In-N-Out today because it's only in California.
True, but if you could. Pressure.
See, I like both, honestly. I really like both because burgers is one of my favorite foods. So that's hard. I think the fries are good at Five Guys.
Yeah, the fries are better at Five Guys.
I don't know.
Mm.
And I feel
Do you know
like
about the hidden
In-N-Out-
menu at In-N-Out?
No.
It's like a whole secret menu.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think Five Guys has that.
I feel like whenever I go to In-N-Out, I feel like there's always this big wait.
Oh yeah,
That's the thing I don't like about In-N-Out.
and everybody in line does not live like in the state that you're at the In-N-Out.
That's the only thing I don't like In-N-Out for. It's just I just want a quick burger and I just want to eat it. Oh, but if you go to In-N-Out, you gotta wait 2 hours just to get a burger. You know.
Let alone the
So,
5-hour flight.
Do I have to choose one?
Yeah, that's how the game works.
Let's do Five Guys. Let's do Five
Oh, I want to say no, but because you got 4 out of 5 right, I'll give you. You still win the prize. You get your very own Attack on Show T-shirt. So that'd be really popular on Twitch when you're playing your video games. If people see
I'll
that,
wear this. I'll wear this when I'm streaming. Thank you.
Good color. Works. No, awesome. Angelina, thank you for coming on the show. It's been awesome having you on here. Once again, just kind of a recap for everybody where they can check out some of your films. Obviously, and Intrusion is released on streaming, correct? It's on iTunes, Amazon,
Yes.
all the streaming platforms you can rent and Intrusion.
Yes.
Also, they need to keep an eye out for what 2 movies coming out?
Ash and Bone and Beneath Us All.
Yes, and stay tuned. I'll have the links below. The trailers are down below so you can check them out so you can follow the pages and keep up on track of Angelina's movies. And also, Twitch. You want some followers to find you on Twitch?
My Twitch is DIIVVAA, DIIVVAA. Named it after my dog, if you're wondering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. DIIVVAA, that's my username for everything.
Awesome. So make sure the link below is to our Twitch account as well so you can follow along. Everybody, thank you for watching. Make sure you click like and subscribe as well if you haven't done that already, but I'm pretty sure they have. It's a no-brainer. As always, I'm Rob E. Angelina Cama. You want to tell them the name of the show? There's a cheat sheet there.
Attack on Show.